This is a disclaimer for the broadcast. Remember to be mindful on and off the broadcast. Opinions spoken on the broadcast are solely the speakers and not IDEPIs. Sensitive topics may be covered on the broadcast, including, but not limited to, violence, abuse, suicide, and mental health. This broadcast is meant as a learning opportunity for everyone involved. Thank you, and please enjoy the broadcast.
My name is Ashley Steven. I'm 19 years old and I attend St. Martin University. And the degree in which I'm trying to attain here is the Bachelor of Science in Exercise Science.
Hello everyone, my name is Fiona Okech. I am 22 years old. I go to Washington State University studying in chemical engineering, and I am also the youth director of African Young Dreamers Empowerment Program.
My name is Wilson Gishaka, and I graduated with an electrical engineering degree, and now I'm working as an electrical project engineer.
Hi, my name is Bethaina. I am at WSU doing statistics.
We're going to start now, so I'm just going to ask you guys the questions and any one of you can answer. And you can also build up on other people's answers. And don't worry about if your answer is looked down upon or like an answer that society wouldn't agree on. Just be honest. So the first question is, how can community organizations such as IDEPI help with students pursuing higher education?
One thing that we can try to do as an organization is helping students, especially immigrants. I know there's a lot of challenges when it comes to immigrant students going for higher education. Mm-hmm. So we can try and implement some of the challenges and try to fix them. For example, I know we struggle with getting volunteer jobs, getting volunteer hours, because I know that is apparently a graduation requirement. Yeah. And we can also try to gather different career leaders and trying to show students what best ways they can choose their major and what they need to do before they go to college, things like that. All those prerequisites that they need to go to college, we can try and implement that.
Yeah, I agree with what Fiona said. And I think it's really important, especially as immigrants, because I myself went through the high school system and I didn't get any help with any of those steps, like looking for scholarships, even knowing what are my options with colleges, financial aid. It was all just new to me. I had to look up to upperclassmen that I knew before who had already graduated. And I feel like that kind of thinned my my options because I didn't know, I had a variety of options to choose from. Does anyone else have any more to add on? No?
I think my situation was a little bit different. As an international student, my government had provided me with scholarships. They weren't easy to get. You really had to work really hard to get them, but at least it helped me with it told me I have resources, so I knew where to start. I just had to work hard to get them.
What are some of the challenges immigrant students face when applying to college or universities? And I think Fiona kind of answered this question, but it also has another question in it that says, what do you think that parents, teachers, high school advisors could do differently to make it easier for other students who plan on going to university?
I mean, one of the challenges I think is the obvious one, the financial challenge. Mm-hmm. Other challenges are non-supportive families or friends, not being in a situation where higher education like college is a priority or people think about it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the biggest one I can think of is like the financial challenge. Yeah.
There's the financial part, and then there's the information part. If you don't know nothing, you just come here. You're like, okay, now what? Gotta go to school. And the types of scholarships given out there, they're not towards you per se. As an international student, I did get scholarships. You know, I had to like write a lot of like, you know, essays for to get a scholarship. But one thing that takes you out is like you have to be US citizen. US citizen, most of the scholarships. So, and then also like getting to know if those scholarships are actually there. You know, you come here, you have no friends, you have nobody. You know, the language itself, you know, you might speak English, but you actually don't speak English because by the time you finish your sentences, multiple people are going, you know, like, what you trying to say, you know? So I would say there's the language, there's the financial part, and the scholarship where you can't get them, you know, and the availability of information for you to go and get plugged in the system, which is, so the system was basically made for a person who was born here, you know, and the scholarships is basically for a person here. If you try to work to get some money, you can't work because you're not a citizen, you know, you gotta be your F1 or J1 or whatever type of visa you're on. You're like, no. So communities like IDP, I think it would be great to have a certain scholarship for those that are not getting them. For those that have, and then they can also have a like a career guidance also as well. To this, I'm building on the first question probably. Career guidance from I think high school. You know, from high school, like once you start high school, then you have somebody to like tell you what's out there, what are the options. So as you come up, you go towards that lane, and if you choose to go to school, it's good that now you know what are the options out there. And if you choose not to go to school, you still have options because you talked to someone prior to finishing your high school, like, hey, look, I don't think school is for me as we go. So if they set up a career type of thing, you're like, okay, there's options out there. Here are the options, and you can also go and search and talk to us about it, and figure out what you want to do with your life. So
I feel like they should be like a lot more, and I know it's like competitive, but I feel like they should be a lot more. And I feel like as immigrants, we tend to not enjoy the college experience because most of the time we have to work. We have to work to afford school fees. For example, like financial aid, in order for you, like the difference between WAFSA and FAFSA is you only get your tuition paid for. Like that's the only thing you get, like from as a WAFSA student, you only get your tuition paid for. You don't get loans, you don't get grants, like some other grants. I know Pell Grant, you don't get that, which can help you cover for like books, which can help you cover for like dorms, housing, food. You don't get that. You only get tuition you only get funding up until your tuition. So getting like resources that help cover for like, we can also get grants that like help you cover for dorms, that make you cover for books, things like that. So you don't have to work, you know, while you're in school. Like the reason why students get jobs like on campuses or even outside campuses, like for example in McDonald's or working like a student job, is because they cannot afford, most like 99% is because they cannot afford housing, they cannot afford food, they cannot afford other expenses that they have, for example, like even books. Like they cannot afford that. That's why they get a student job. If right now you ask a student like what is the reason why you got a job, for example, working at the dining hall, they'll say it's to help cover my expenses. Half of them, they'll say if they had a chance to not work a student job, they will give it up without
Oh,
any
don't
question.
get me wrong. If I had a chance not to do the job I'm doing right now, I enjoy it. But if I had not to wake up every morning to go to work, I would take it. Like, no kidding. But it
Exactly.
doesn't help.
I'm just saying, like, if students, I feel like students, especially those people who cannot qualify for scholarships or for additional grants because of because of their status, just because of their immigration status, like they don't get to qualify for higher amount of scholarships because of just because of their immigration status. I feel like we should have more scholarship catering for that. We should have more grants catering for that part, so that those students, they don't have to, instead of working like student jobs, they can go and search for internships, they can go and search for like co-curricular activities that can help them in their leadership skills. I believe that you can get to working, like you can get that knowledge about working in a workplace. It doesn't have to come from a job, it can come to other like positions, like basically anything. I don't know, I feel like it can come from anywhere. It doesn't have to come from a minimum wage job. It can come from anywhere. Like you can get internships, you can go and get like just getting that time, because if you're a student, you have to go to
So what's
school
an
for like at
internship?
least
Is
8 hours.
internship not a job?
Internship is not a job.
Like you don't, for most of them, you don't get paid. It's just for
Mhm.
Oh,
experience.
I'm sorry. This is different field. Yeah, I understand you. I understand what you're saying now. Uh, so yeah, what you're saying on point. It's exactly what it should be. Yeah.
Before you leave, I mean, I guess you already kind of answered the question. I was gonna ask, what advice would you give to younger peers?
Uh, Always try to have something you're striving for in your mind. Don't ever let your mind, if somebody asks you one day, they wake up like, what do you want to do? You still have to have something. You have to have something you're looking forward to. Because if you have a goal that you're looking forward to every time, that is the job. That what makes you wake up in the morning and be like, I want to do that. I want to do that. Until you achieve that, I don't know. But you always have that goal in mind, and it is going to help you look forward to the future because it's exciting, I think. And that's what I think I did, and I still have that goal in my mind. I'm struggling with it, struggling. I have a lot of other things, and me joining IDP is part of my goal. You know what I'm saying? So I think having a bigger goal in mind is good.
Um, for me, I would say um, to any high school student who you're planning on choosing higher education, or even if you're planning on doing any other thing, I would say it's not too late to gain information. Like it's not too late to do your research, to figure out what you want to be. And it's always like you always have to work hard, even though um like not everything comes easy. There's a lot of resources that are available, you just have to go and search for them. And I would say like try starting now. Like it's never too late and it's never too early.
Us at IDEPRI, we are here to help you, and we're trying to listen to anything you want us to help you with that will help you in the future, like in colleges. And even if colleges is not the route you want to take, if there's any other career choice you'd want to take, you can come and lean on us and ask us. If we cannot help you directly, direct you to someone who can. So please feel free to reach out to us.
You just really have to work hard for yourself. Like whatever it is, you have to give it 100%. I mean, I've had an experience in the back where I gave it 100% on my coding classes or one of my upper level stat classes, and I ended up with like a D or a C. And I'm like, I did literally everything. I gave this class more than 12 hours, a week. And I ended up with nothing, But if you look at it, if you didn't do anything, you would say, well, maybe if I did something, this wouldn't be the case. But I did do something. So I have that pride and I have that sense of accomplishment, even though I didn't get like an A from the class. I'm like, well, I did this, I got a C, but that C is from my sweat. It's from my eyes itching from looking at the computer for like 12 hours. Like working hard pays off, even if you're not getting the success that you want. It just really pays off for your own mindset. You work hard, it does amazing for your mindset.
Thank you guys for joining us on today's episode.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Ashley.